How are y'all? Did y'all enjoy PE today? With Miss Williams? All right, you ready to get started?
I was getting folded down like a pancake. Football.
All right, I'm gonna give you the card. We're gonna go one at a time. You tell me the. Ready?
Diagraph
One
OE.
at a time, okay?
Diagraph OA.
P,
Diagraph CK.
J,
Diagraph combination ER.
K,
Combination WH.
Good job.
N,
W.
X,
Diagraph CH.
diagram SH,
Diagraph AY.
diagram AU,
Trigraph DGE.
diagram
Different.
Dithon OY,
Diagraph AW.
diagram OO,
Diagraph TH.
H,
Graham, your line lead is leaving you behind. Pay attention.
U,
Diagraph AI.
M,
Final syllable stable SION.
diagram NG,
Diagraph EA.
I consonant E,
Diagraph O. K combination OR.
S,
Diagraph O. E consonant E.
diagram
Different.
Dithon OU,
Diagraph TCH.
combination QU,
A consonant E.
diagraph UE,
B.
vowel Y,
G.
diagraph
And
and Dithon OW,
Trigraph IGH.
A,
I.
Dithon OI,
U consonant E.
R,
Final syllable T.
Final stable syllable.
Final stable syllable TION.
combination IR,
O.
diagraph EE,
Combination AR.
O consonant E,
Z.
Y,
V.
E,
F.
D,
Diagram combination UR.
C,
L.
Good job. All right, so today we are going to learn a little bit more about diagramming sentences. All right, so when we diagram sentences first, let's review the grammar that we've already learned. All right, so what is a noun?
Person, place, animal, thing, idea.
Very good. So that is what the sentence is all about. I'm going to give you 2 nouns each. Just leave them right there on your table. All right, our next thing is an action verb. What is a verb?
It's like something that you do
Yes.
and bring And
You don't have to read the card. All right, so action verb is what you do. It is the action of the sentence. I'm going to give you one of those. All right, just leave it. Just leave it. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is give you the articles. Articles are a, an, and the. Yes, we learned about those and we found those in our sentences. Very good. We use those to kind of help us make the sentence sound good, right? All right, I'm going to give you one of those. All right, every sentence contains two parts. It contains the complete subject and the complete predicate. The complete subject consists of all the words that tell whom or what performs the action. The complete predicate consists of all the words that tell about the action performed by the subject. All right, so we have something on our board. It's a little bit different today than what we've done. Underneath our sentence, we have something called the top line, okay? Let me show you what that's gonna look like. All right, so first thing we want to do is read our sentence. Let's read it together.
Brett drives
a taxi cab. Very good.
Is
All
that
right.
cab?
Taxi cab, yes. Okay, so now we're gonna identify the complete subject. What is the subject of the sentence? Who is doing all the stuff? Brett. All right, so on my paper, I'm gonna write, this is the complete subject. What is my complete predicate? What is Brett doing?
Drives a
taxi
cab.
cab. Very good. This is my complete predicate.
Okay.
So we have subject, say subject,
Subject
and predicate.
and predicate.
Predicate, very good. All right, all right. Now that we've got our complete subject and complete predicate, let's fill out the other parts of our diagram. All right, so in your stack of cards that I just gave you, which one is Brett? Is he a noun, a verb, or an adjective, or an article? Sorry. TK. Is he a noun, a verb, or an article?
He's a noun.
He is a noun. Very good. Can you pick up noun for me? Joe. Good job. All right. So on my board, and you have one on your table, and I'll turn it around so they can see yours. We're going to put it in the section underneath where Brett would go in the sentence. All right. Okay. All right, now our next part of the sentence is drives. Is drives a noun, a verb, action verb, or an article?
Article. Verb.
It is a verb. Driving is what Brett did. All right. Now, do you remember what part of speech A is? Is it a noun, an action verb, or an article?
Article.
An article. So what is it talking about? Is it a Brett, a drives, or a taxi cab?
A taxi cab.
A taxi cab. All right. So I'm gonna put a noun above this, action verb above this. I'm gonna put an A above this. What is taxi cab though? Is it a noun, an action verb, or an article?
Noun.
It is a noun, but it's a special kind of noun. Do you remember what it was called? It is directly what Brett is driving. So it is our direct object. Very good, our direct object. But I am going to put a noun there because it is another noun. A direct object is a noun. Okay, now, we still haven't done anything with our article, right? We haven't done anything with our article. Take the article and put it under the noun that it goes with. So did it go with Brett, drives, or taxi cab?
Taxi cab.
Taxi cab. So you're gonna put that article underneath it, just like that. You're supposed to do it a little bit crooked. This is when we diagram it, that's what it's gonna look like. Okay? Very good. All right, now let's take our cards off and we're gonna do it again. Let's do the next sentence. You ready? All right, what do we do first? We read it. All right, TK, you ready? All right, read it with me. The dog chewed the book. The book. Very good. All right, what is the complete subject? The whole sentence is about the
Dog.
dog. So that is my complete subject.
So
And what did the dog do?
Choose.
Chewed the book. That's my complete predicate. All right, let's go through and just label what parts of speech are in this sentence. And you just look up here and tell me, okay? What is the? You can use your cards if you're
Article.
an article. Good. What about dog?
An
animal.
Noun. Which is an animal. Good. All right, what about chewed?
Action verb.
Action verb. What about the?
Article.
Article and book.
Noun.
Noun. All right, now let's get to diagramming it. All right, so our complete subject is the
Dog.
dog. All right, so what is my article attached to?
The dog.
Dog. So grab your noun. Put it first. All right, we have an article attached to it, so we'll put it down here like that.
Because it's just the
Mhm. What did the dog do? Chewed, and that is our
action verb.
action verb. Good. And this noun is our special one called our direct. It's called our direct object. So that's our noun. But what are we missing? What do y'all need an extra?
Action verb.
No. It does start with an A though. You need another
Article.
article, right? You need another article for yours. Good job.
Right here.
Alright, flip
On
this
this
over
one?
so they can see
On
it.
number 3.
All right, back over here to me. Let's do one more and then I'll let you try it. All right, read our, first let's remove all of our cards.
Okay, so. Them in order.
Mhm.
It's like this.
All right, let's read our sentence. 3,
Bird.
2, 1.
Birds
Birds eat insects. Very good. Birds eat insects. All right, what is our complete subject? What is our complete subject?
Birds.
Birds. Just birds. That's our subject. What do birds do?
Eat
Insects.
insects. Can they eat worms?
Well, we're talking about insects right now. All right, so birds is our, what part of speech is it? Look on your cards. What do you think it is?
Noun.
It is a noun. Good. What part of speech is eat?
Action verb.
Action verb. And what part of speech is insect?
Noun.
But not just any noun, it is our
Object noun.
direct object.
Object.
Very good. Your direct object.
I'm good.
All right, now you can pick up your cards and lay out how you think they should go.
Correct. Is it correct?
Very good. Good job. You have birds eat insects. Do we always have to have an article? No, we didn't in that sentence, did we? Very good. All right, replace. All right, I want you to do this sentence without Miss Word. Go.
Which one?
Dad
First one.
called
Not calls.
Brad.
Brad.
So,
Do we just put dad like this? By itself. Okay.
good. All right. What is my complete subject?
Dad.
Dad. The whole sentence is about Dad. And what did Dad do?
Called
And
Brad.
who did Dad call?
Brad.
Brad. Brad is your direct object. Very good. Replace. All right. Now I want you to do the next sentence. Read it together in 3, 2, 1.
Carla
Carla.
planned the report.
Carla planned the report. Good job.
Oh, you're not going to trick me.
Very good. Very
You thought
good.
you
All
could
right.
trick
So
me.
you have Carla as a noun. Planned as the action. The was your article.
Yeah.
Report was your direct object noun. Good job. Very good. All right. I'll take your cards. Not quite finished though.
Why can't we keep them? You have so many.
Because we have to use them when our sentences get bigger.
Give you your cards.
Just stick them down there, Mom. All right, so now we're going to work on a little bit of comprehension.
Look, you're so.
All right, I'll take your boards too.
This one? Okay. Hey, Paul.
What was this top line called? This was called our top line for our sentence. Very good.
We love you too.
All right, so today we diagram sentences using a noun, a verb, and a direct object.
And they're
Very good. You guys did so good on that.
The other class did good?
Who was the boss again? What?
All right, let me make sure I got it. All right, snakes. I'll see you.
So 3, so we each get one.
All right.
You were. Oh,
You
yeah.
do your sticky page. You're not going to keep it.
Yes, we are.
Get it together. Give me that.
That's
I
fine.
need you to act right. Yes, they're going to watch this. Yes, they're going to.
That's over.
All right. So, still working on our comprehension. We are going to read a story. Coraline, can you tell me the name of our story today?
A ship and a bottle.
A ship in a bottle. Very good.
The bottle.
You can see. All right. First thing I want us to do is go down and read our sentences or our questions, and we're going to mark them with a tab. So when we go back in the story and read, we can move the tabs to help us find the answer. Okay? Sometimes we use our highlighters, but today we're going to use our tabs. All right. Read number 1 for me, TK.
How do you get a ship into
TK, the first question there at the bottom, number 1.
What are the sails made of?
Made of. Okay, so are we doing a who, which is what the story is all of, who the story is about, a what question, a where question, where does it take place, why does it happen, a when, or a how? What kind of question is this?
A what?
A what? So let's take our what sticker and stick it right there on the number 1.
When you take it off, it takes the whole letter with you.
Alright. Coraline, can you read number 2?
How are the mast
Mhm.
Mast.
Mass.
Mast.
Cover the ed. What's the word?
Attached to the ship.
How are the masts attached to the ship? All right, do we have a who, what, where, why, when, or how?
Well, how?
Yeah, how tells us how something is going to be done.
Do we just put it on how?
So that means that we're gonna, when Coraline read that question, she didn't know the word mass, not because she can't read it, but because she's not used to reading about boats, right? You read a story about boats before? No. So we're gonna learn some vocabulary in here that just go with boats, okay? So be ready for that. All right, TK, read the next one.
What are masts?
Okay, so there we go. Without knowing about boats, we wouldn't know that answer, would we?
What is right there?
So that's why we have to read about it. Yes, grab a what?
You have 2, 1, 2, 3.
I messed up on this one.
It's okay. Coraline, will you read number 4?
When the ship put into the bottle, what
Position.
existed?
Position.
Position. Position in the mass
Or the max in. All right, so what kind of question is that? Who, what, where, why, when, how?
There's what right there?
when.
That is a when. So when something happens, that's a cause and effect question, right? When this happens, then this happens. So we gotta listen for that too.
It's a what in it.
All right, and at the bottom it says, how did this craft begin? So that is a how. Again, we are doing a cause and effect. I'm gonna borrow yours, okay? All right, so now we have our questions. If you remember the question as we're reading, you can move your sticky notes so you can remember, or you can,
Oops.
did you get it?
I was saying, Coraline, I'm confused.
Or you can mark it as we go, okay? All right, number 1, I'm gonna read them again so we can help remember. What are the sails made of? Number 2, how are the masts attached to the ship? Number 3, what are masts? And number 4, when the ship is put in the bottle, what position are the masts in? Position is like, how is it turned? Like you're in the position of your seat. Okay, you're positioned this way so you can see the board. The phone is positioned so it can see us. And the last one is, how did this craft begin? Okay, so a ship in a bottle must be a craft. You know what a craft is? If somebody's crafty, what do they do?
They like paint, do art.
Yeah, so crafts are when you paint and do or make things yourself. So putting a ship in a bottle is like a craft, okay? You can do it at your house for fun, okay? All right, Coraline, will you read the first paragraph for me?
How do you get a ship into a bottle? The ship is bigger than the neck of the bottle. If you know the secret, putting a ship into a bottle, it's easy.
Very good. I like how you read that a little bit different with some punctuation. Good job. All right, TK?
The sails are made of paper or cloth. The sails are on masts or poles. the masks are on hinges.
Mhm.
The hinges allow the mask to be folded down. Each mask also has a thread attached to it.
All right, before we go on, what? Before we go on, I heard TK read that word that we were wondering about. What was that word? Mass. M-A-S-T-S.
Oh,
So we had some questions about mass, didn't we? Okay, so let's go back. Number 1, did this paragraph answer, what are the cells made of? Did this paragraph answer that? Yes, let's go ahead and move our sticky
they're
note.
made out of thread.
No. What does it say is made out of thread? It says each mass also has a thread attached to it. But there is a sentence that says, what does it say, Coraline?
The film are made of paper or cloth.
They're made, it's already on your paper. Number 1, the sticky note that you put by number 1.
Here. Move it to this sentence. The second sentence.
It should be a purple one, TK. Okay, gotcha. Alright. Now TK, you read that sentence, because you don't think you were paying attention when the top sentence that Coraline just read. No, second paragraph.
The cells are made of paper or cloth.
Alright, stop. Number 1, what was the question?
The cells
Number 1, what was the question?
What
are
are
the cells made of?
Did that sentence answer your question?
Yes.
Yes, alright, mark your answer. Very good. Alright, did the paragraph answer number 2?
Wait, what's number 2?
That's where we're at now.
How are the masks attached to the ship?
Alright, so we read the first sentence that said the cells are made of paper or cloth. Our question is, how are the masks attached to the ship? Coraline, can you keep reading after that first sentence? See if it answers it.
The cells are on masks or poles.
Mm-hmm.
The masks are on
Hinges.
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 The hinges
Allow.
allow the mask to be folded down.
Stop. Okay, so our question says, how are the masks attached to the ship? Does it tell you it's attached by screws, by bolts, or by hinges? Don't say it out loud, but take your sticky note and move it up there to where it shows it.
Like, point at the answer.
Yes, and then mark it on your paper.
Which one? Oh, this one.
Alright, so we got number 1 and number 2. Alright, TK, read the question for number 3, because I think we have that one too.
What are masks?
What are masks? Alright, can y'all go back to that paragraph and scan and see if you can figure out what are masks?
Number 1 or number 2?
Still in paragraph 2. We're not moving anything. You can take the one from 30 and move it up. There's a key word. See if you can circle the key word that tells you, that connects the word mass with what it is.
It's not showing that letter.
Look at your answer choices, Coraline. Alright, look at that top line. I want to show y'all something. This will really help you out when you're reading and trying to answer questions. Or you come to a word like Coraline did and you're not sure what it means. Sometimes it's written for you in the text what it means. Look right here. It says, the sails are made of cloth or paper or cloth. The sails are on masts, comma, or poles. So that word or, circle it on your paper, is telling you they can call it masts or they can call it poles, okay? So the sails, have you ever seen a sailboat? Look at your picture. Do you see those big white flag looking things on the boat? Those are the sails. Well, they're attached to masts or poles. Those stick things there are the poles. What's another name for the poles? No, what's another name for the poles?
Mass.
Masts. So on number 3, when it says, what are the masts? Well, what is it? Poles for the what?
For sails.
Sails, yes. So for somebody like us who's never read about a ship or doesn't own a ship that they have to go out and put in the ocean, we wouldn't know what a mast is unless they gave us that extra word and told us what it was. So the sails are on masts or poles. Poles is a normal word. We know what a pole is, right? So a mast is just a fancy pole used for sailing.
There.
Right, right. All right, Coraline, you want to read number 4 for me?
When the ship is put into the bottle, what position are the masts in?
Very good. All right, let's finish reading. Coraline, are we back to you for the 3rd paragraph? Good. All right, follow along with her. Let's go.
The ship is put together outside the bottom. The sails are only
Only partly
attached. The masts are
What's the right word?
folded down. Then the ship can be put into the bottle. Once the ship is in the bottle, the threads are pulled. The mast and sails go up.
All right, so I just realized I did not put my number 3 sticky note with the answer. Did you put yours? It's okay.
It's a little sweet.
Did you put yours on there for number 3 for your answer? Right here. All right, so TK read the question. When the ship is put into the bottle, so you got your ship and you're trying to put it in that neck of the bottle, right? When you're doing that, what position are the masts in? What are the masts again?
The
The poles.
poles.
Yes, they're the poles. So they're standing up like this. Will that fit in the hole of the mouth of the bottle? No. So how are the masts when you're putting it in the bottle? What did Coraline just read? What did it say?
The threads are pulled.
Go back up in another line. Up at the top. The sails are only partly attached. Then what does it say?
The masts are folded down.
Yeah, so when you're putting it in the bottle, the masts are folded. Folded. What did you just read?
Ryan Carpenter,
crafts doing?
Pulled down.
They're pulled down. All right, grab your tab and go put it up there in the story where it says it's
Folded down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at the way you can take all these off.
Yeah, we'll take them off right there, just like I always do. All right, have we answered the question, how did this craft begin yet? No. All right, TK, you're gonna read.
Making a ship in a bottle is an art sailors on long sea voyages began this art. It kept them busy when there was no work to do. It takes practice to get a ship into a bottle. It also takes patience.
Patience, very good. All right, I want you to take your sticky note. How did this craft begin? Mark, how did it begin? And then write me a sentence down at the bottom.
Right.
How did they begin?
What about this one?
We answered that one.
Oh,
You answered that one. You put your sticky, but you didn't answer the question.
Oh.
Yeah. How did the craft begin just means who did it first? Why did the people start doing
I put
it?
it here.
Does that make sense?
Oh. Where did I put it? Anybody?
Where do you put your sticky? Where did you find the answer? What part of that paragraph that he just read is the answer to the question?
Right here.
Mhm.
So do I read that sentence?
Is that how the craft started? That who did it first?
Making a
Why did
ship
they do it?
in a bottle is an art.
Does that answer the question? How did it begin? No? What part of it answered it?
Takes patience to get a ship into a bottle.
Is that how it began? What does began mean? Look at this word. What does began mean?
A carrier is like starting up something.
Yeah, so why and who started doing it?
Dick. Can't remember this word.
Voyages.
Voyages began this art.
Who did it? Bring this
Yeah.
up to
This is right. This one. Sailors on long sea
Voyages.
voyages began this art.
Keep going.
It kept them busy when there was no work to do.
So why did they do it? Who did it and why did they do it?
Right here. Just right here.
You don't have, your answer isn't just a question from the story. It has to answer the question. Your question is, how did this craft begin? What are you erasing? That was fine. It was perfectly fine.
So can I write that down?
So, how did they, who did it? Tell me.
The sailors.
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 Sailors are people who sail. And why did they do that? Sailors on long.
See. Honestly.
What is it called when you don't have anything to do? What are you when you don't have anything to do? You're bored. So sailors did it when they didn't have anything to do, when they were bored. There you
Can I write
go.
this next too?
Listen, you don't have to write a sentence from the story.
I do.
You gotta think about it and answer the question. If Miss Word just came in here and said, hey, who started doing this? You would tell me who did it. You made a ship in a bottle? No, who did it? No, who did it?
The sailor.
The sailors did it, and why did they do it? Because they were out on the ocean and they had nothing to do. And what is it called when they have nothing to do?
Bored.
They were bored, yeah.
They would have a
Well,
fishing
it
rod.
says that, what did it say? It kept them busy when there was no work to do. So apparently they did all their work and then they were just kind of sitting around, right? So you gotta kind of think about it. Sometimes the questions are not answered, TK, are you listening? With a sentence in the story. Sometimes you have to think about it and put your own words into it. Does that make sense? All right, you got your answers down?
Oh.
All right, if you're gonna write that, you need to write something about them being
I just
bored
write
too.
this sword. Soldiers up in here and
Who were bored?
Can I write?
Who were bored? Just write one sentence. Sailors who were bored. You write it too. Sailors who were bored.
Who were
Wait, do I
bored?
erase all this?
No,
Sailors. Can I write one board?
who were bored.
Board. Right there.
All right, what goes at the end of your sentence?
I painted it.
Wait, how do you spell bored?
How do you spell book? How do you spell order?
Recording.
All right, take your tabbies and put them back on your story sheet.
I want to see how long we've been recording. Can these ever get unsticky?
Yes, they can get unsticky.
Oh, but the mama board gives them more stickiness.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, it does.
Sure. TK. Finish.
We're finished. I haven't seen that thing.
All right. Before we go, we're going to review our morphing deck. We're going to do our prefixes and our suffixes. So I want you to read them, and then we'll talk about what they mean. What's the first one?
Dis.
Dis. What does dis mean?
Dislike.
Yes, we have dislike, which means the opposite of. Dislocate means apart, take something apart. Like if you dislocate your
Elbow.
elbow. Right? Is it a consonant prefix or a vowel prefix?
X.
A vowel pre.
Does it end with a
A
vowel?
consonant.
Consonant.
Okay.
All right, what's this one?
Sub.
Sub means
Under.
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 Very good.
Y.
Y.
Does it say lie? Lee.
Lee.
Lee. So Lee. L-Y is Lee. So it means like something. Like if you're manly, then you're like a man. If you do something safely, that's how you do it. How do I do it? I do it safely. Or it could be like weekly, where it means when something happens. Daily, yearly, stuff like that. All right, what about Y at the end?
I.
So is it E? Mhm. So it can be like greedy. That means you're marked with greed. Or it could be
Creepy.
sunny. You're having sunny. Creepy means you have some creepy things about you. All right, what about this one?
E.
Ing means it's happening
Happening
right
now.
now. Ooh,
Edie.
what are the three sounds of Edie?
D. Ed.
Ed. Very good. Ed. Very good. So we have planted, jumped, and field, and it means it happened when? Edie at the end of a word, at the end of a verb, like we talked about, means it happened in the past. ING means it's happening right now. Good. What about this one?
Full.
Full.
Like careful.
You're full of care, right? means you're full of whatever you're talking about. If you're hopeful, you're full of.
Full of
If you're
care.
hopeful,
That
you're
means
full
you're full
of
of hope.
Very good. What about this one?
S.
S at the end of the word means
She's like
more than
one.
more than one. Very good. Do we have any
Fearless.
birds? That meant there were more than one bird. Insects means more than one insect. Good job. All right. What about this one?
Like
ER means more than. If you're sweeter, then you're more sweet than someone. If you are meaner, then you're more mean than someone. What about this?
less.
Less means
Unless.
without. If you're homeless, you're without
Oh,
a home.
if your eye was hard,
Okay, that's right.
E-N.
Can you put your pencil down? So, E-N. It means to become. Like if you thicken it, you make it thick. If it's wooden, it's made of wood.
S.
S means the
Wood.
most. If it's the hardest, it's the most hard. If you're the meanest, you're the most mean. If you're the silliest,
You're
you're
the most
most silly. Good. How about this one? Ish. Ish means you're somewhat like it. So if you're childish, you kind of act like a.
Child.
If you're mean-ish,
You're kind of like me,
you're kind of mean.
but you're not like me.
All right. What about the
Shit.
ship?
Friendship.
So that means your rank or status or quality. Like if you have a hardship, that means you're going through something hard. Okay, what about this one?
Able.
Able means that you're able or capable of it.
I'm able.
Uh-huh.
I'm able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Met.
And meant
Me.
means that you're in the act of it or the state of it. Like if you make a payment, you're paying them. If you're enjoyment, you're enjoying it. And the last one,
Hood.
hood. If you have knighthood, that means you're in the state of being a knight. Mhm. All right. That is all of our morphemes.
What do you mean?
Wait, not even finished turning the video off yet, and you're already doing that.
Okay,
All right.
40.
Thank you for doing your